And the fact that the judge asked, of course, for cash instead of justice, instead of a reason to actually let someone out. Ethan Viets-VanLear, he was raised here in Chicago, and he recently testified before the United Nations Committee Against Torture as part of We Charge Genocide. I've had the privilege of hearing Ethan's poetry before. I don't know if you guys have, but it is powerful and heartfelt. Ethan?
Thank you for the introduction. And thank you all for being here. Thank you, Rasmea, for your undying strength. I've really admired from afar over these past few years just how much you pour into this community. And I think your strength that you show in face of this system that is so dehumanizing and so hurtful gives us all strength to come support you more. And as I was growing up and started getting involved in activism and organizing in this city, I started to see some images from the conflict in Palestine, from the occupation. And an image that always resonated with me was of the young kids, the young boys with stones in their hand, throwing stones at the tanks and army vehicles and army people in their city. And that really resonated with me, for me and my friends growing up, and picking up rocks from the ground and throwing them at the police cars and throwing them at the mansions in our community. And I think for this piece, while the struggles are different, I see the alignment in many of the tactics used against us and also the systems that are placed to support these conflicts. And I wrote this piece, it's dedicated to Rasmea. I watch as my friend is dragged from our block in handcuffs to the pound. It sounds like olive trees being ripped from the ground in Palestine. My mind can't comprehend landmines and bombs being dropped on my home, but these hands know the familiar roughness of stones thrown through teared-up eyes. My heart knows families torn apart. My home knows broken down doors. My body knows broken bones and bloody wrists. I know brothers crucified by the same regime. Tanks rolling through a West Bank village sounds like cop cars on the west side pillaging. There is a difference in design and distance, but the vehicles were made by the same companies. Listen. The ancestors relay messages from the people of this land. The same system destroyed them in the past. The tear gas in Gaza burns the same as what they spray in Ferguson. Internment camps here and across the sea profit off of brown human beings. Same brand on the guns that murdered them. Our struggles are different, but our enemy is the same. I didn't know those kids on the beach, but they looked like the brothers on my streets. I know the familiar scent of blood from children slain. I don't know what it means to lose more of my land every day, but gentrification does decide where me and my family stay. Israel is the army, and the US is the sponsor. I am the product of the same monster. Profit, margins, marginalization, and striking back defined as terrorist behavior. The scent of dying olive trees smells like white supremacy, like corporate agendas and American hegemony. The sound of black bodies dropping is the same both here and in Bethlehem. And as our enemy is the same, so in struggle we align. Israel is a crime for what it's done, but for what it is. America is a farce. Its creation is a sin. The entities are only real by enforced norms. A border is a line drawn in the sand with a sword. War is a violent act to separate people from land, and on these terms is where we take a stand. I don't know what it's like to have a land of my own. My people have long since befell the colonial curse. So families and communities and friends are all we have on this earth. So Rasmea, to get to you, they're gonna have to go through us first. Thank you.